Hi, it's Karen here today, and I wanted to share with you about doing mixed media on other things besides paper. I started off with this box. It was a Christmas box, as you can see from you can still see the reindeer on the front. So I put white gesso just on the corners because I knew I wouldn't be putting as much paint. Here's the inside. Again, I have gesso on just the corners. I'm going to be putting paper, a designer paper, on the inside. But the outside, because the lid of the box is already so tight, you can't put paper on the outside. See how tight that already is? So you have to paint them, which I love to do. So I thought I'd share with you a couple of the things. The first thing I did was, and I just use acrylic paint, and so by Apple Barrel, it's the cheapest you can get. So I sponged this purple color on the very bottom because I'm going to keep the bottom this solid color. Well, first I had painted the whole thing. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I did paint the whole thing with the turquoise color, okay? And then I sponged the purple on top, okay? I went around all the edges because I want the edges dark, okay? And I did the same with the lid. Now on the lid, I came back. Walmart has started selling this Dollar Rounding acrylic paint, which is pretty cheap as well, and it's really good quality. So I've done the center, but I'm going to be really embellishing the top of it for my friend, so I'm not worried about covering up all of it. I just thought I would try a little bit of it. Then I'm taking this sponge from Stampin' Up! Sells it, and I cut it up in different sizes to use. Usually I use it for my distress inks, but today I'm using it to do this. So I have this paint palette here, and what I'm doing, I'm just sponging. Like this side I've already done with the light turquoise. I just had the peach on this side. So you just kind of sponge around where you want it, okay? Because I'm going to come in with some darker turquoise. This already had the turquoise. So I've already done the turquoise all the way around, I think. Yes. I still need to do it to the lid. And I kind of, like I said, I'm going to put a lot of embellishments on top of here. But then you want to start bringing in your dark around the edges. And just kind of blend them in. This is like, that's the great thing about mixed media. You're doing your own thing, whatever you like, okay? And if you want to come back in with some more of the purple, and I can never squeeze just a little bit. A little bit is all it takes. I don't want to cover my whole sponge because I haven't used, but look how that just marbles around. It just makes a beautiful effect. I just love doing mixed media with paints and layering and all that. I really do want it darker on the edges, so what you're going to need to do at this point is I'm going to have to let this dry, and then I'll come back with some darker, okay? These sides are almost where I want them to be, actually. That's because that's a really good look right there. You see that? And you're just dabbing. I mean, it's just so easy to dab. And I don't have any of the darker turquoise on here yet, so we want some of the darker on here. But it's just a marbling type of effect, and very vibrant. And I have waited like in between layers, and every side's going to look different because okay, I'm back. I wanted to show you what I've done. On the inside, I went around all the edges with the dark turquoise color in the corners. But another thing you want to do is the paper that I'm putting in it, I also edged it. That's another thing you can do with your sponge. You edge your paper the color that you want it. and we will attach that later. Now, for the top of my box, oh, another thing I did, I used Retta Stencil by Retta, and I stenciled. That's another thing you can do with your sponge, is you stencil. And I stenciled all 4 sides. Just turned out really good. I love it. I stamped scripture on all 4 sides because I want her to be able to see it no matter which way the box is turned. Now, I have stamped a scripture and then cut it out fussy with a die. I have put Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I've put 2 because I want this taller because I've got these flowers that I'm going to put in. I've only just laid stuff on here for now. I have glued down this doily, and then I cut this out of the same paper that I used on the inside. I inked the edges with my sponge. I want to show you my flowers. Same thing. I just took my sponge with some of the cream color and just inked the edges, because without it, it was a very plain purple color. So with it, it gives it a lot of dimension. I have a brad, really big brad in the middle. I've got some buttons that I've put some twine, and it has some little flowers, and this, I mean not flowers, butterflies. And this punch, this is a die set from Stampin' Up! And this is one of their punches, that little bitty one right there. But this is a set, it cuts 5 butterflies at one time. This also is Stampin' Up! Their little candy dots that come in some beautiful colors. I love using them. So now, I want my scripture to go in the middle. So I already knew that. That's how come we've got this dimensional, these dimensions to go on here. And I'm just going to kind of put that in the center. Now, I don't want dimension for this because this is going to kind of be slid in here. But a good thing that works for paper flowers is glue dots. So I have some glue dots here, so let me get some on the back. And glue dots, it's hard to move. You're not going to move a glue dot unless you totally rip it off the paper. So glue dots are really good for these flowers. And it doesn't add any dimension to what you're putting on. So, well, I kind of want it to, let's do that. Okay. And dimensions is also good for these buttons. So we're going to put this button, this big button, down here at the bottom. Like that. And I want to put this flower next to it. So these dimensions. My husband will get that. Just ignore it. Ignore it. But I don't want to cover my bow up, but I want it down here at the bottom. And then we've got dimensions on this button. And it's going up here. I'm going to slide it a little bit under that flower. Just a little bit. And this one too. Let's see. We'll bring that out a little bit. Now, for my little butterflies, again, you can use your pop dots. And I guess I didn't try this first, but I'll put him right here. Well, I'm covering up my scripture. Oh no. And I've got this butterfly. We'll put it up here. And the little bitty one. Now, what I do like to do in my butterflies, I will put a pearl right in the center of my butterflies when I get done. But all in all, I'm done. And oh, I will put feet. I have several types of feet that I like to use. Clear glass, the clear glass beads, or I have some wooden pegs that also work really well. And I'll probably do the clear glass beads on this one. But the last thing that I want you to do is I want you to use your matte, your liquid medium, glue medium, and I'm going to coat the box because I don't want any of this peeling off. It's good you don't get fingerprints, like if you had messy hands and she was picking the box up or something, she'd be able to wipe it off. But and this lid is so tight, it'll help protect the paint from chipping. So I will be coating, I'll be coating that too. I'll also put a piece of pattern paper on the inside, and you see where it's already pulling off the paint because it's so tight. So put sealing it with this right here, which I use Liquitex Matte Medium in the matte finish. This is just a leftover bottle that I put it in so I don't have to use my great big container, but it'll help protect it. So I hope this inspires you to make you a NYX Media box. Have a great day. God bless.